Hello beautiful people, my name is Venti and today I'm bringing you the Knights of the Round tag. This tag was originally created by Alex Abe, whose socials I'll have linked in the description box below. It's also been done by Garen of Goblet of Fiction and Samantha from Samantha Reading, whose videos I'll also have linked in the description box below. The Knights of the Round tag was created to promote and celebrate Once and Future and the upcoming sequel The Sword in the Stars by Amy Rose Capetta and Cori McCarthy. This duology is a retelling of the Arthurian legend following the 42nd incarnation of King Arthur. This incarnation, for the first time in the entire line of Arthurs, is a woman named Ari. Ari, alongside an aged backwards version of the Merlin we all know and love, except instead of being a wizened old grumpy man, he's now a teenage boy who has hormones and acne and is struggling tremendously with that. And alongside reincarnated version of all of King Arthur's original knights, have to save basically the entire world from the greatest evil there is. And that is a mega corporation who has committed genocide against Ari's people and who is victimizing basically the entire cosmos. And if that synopsis isn't enough to pull you in, have I mentioned it's queer? Because oh my god, it is queer as all get out. It's a beautifully diverse story. The plot is so fast-paced, and I highly recommend you pick up Once and Future and get ready for A Sword in the Stars, which will be out in April of 2020. If you'd like to know a little bit more about the characters of Once and Future and its sequel, this tag actually bases all of its prompts on different characters, and the prompts will maybe give you a little bit more information as to who each of these characters are. And we'll be starting, of course, with our protagonist, Ari. And the prompt for her is pick a unique chosen one. The chosen one, or rather chosen ones, that I have picked for this prompt are Safi and Isolde from the Truth Witch series by Susan Dennard. I think these two are unique because, for one, there's not a chosen one, it is a chosen two. The two need to work together. One cannot exist without the other. But the true reason I picked them is, in addition to being wonderful best friends and just two teen girls doing their best, which is a thing I absolutely love in any fantasy story, I've picked them because they're not here to destroy any sort of evil. Safi and Isolde are here to heal the world and to fix things that not evil has destroyed, but that people have, because sometimes people cause more destruction than any force ever could. The next prompt is Merlin. Pick your favorite magic system, and for this I have to say the Bell system from Sabriel by Garth Nix, or rather all of the magic in Sabriel by Garth Nix. I mention the bells because the titular character, Sabriel, uses a series of bells to essentially perform necromancy and to get further and further into the plane of the dead, which I think is absolutely the coolest thing in the whole wide world. In this universe, there are basically two parallel worlds that meet in certain places, and certain people can cross between one and the other. It's just a really cool system, and I can't wait to reread these books and revisit it because it's been a heck of a long time. Prompt number 3 is Gwen. Pick a timeless love interest. And for this, I have to say, the ending love interest of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and perhaps even Evelyn Hugo herself. As is noted in the title, she has had several gentleman leads alongside her, but Evelyn herself has been the one that stood the test of time. The next prompt is Lamb. Pick a book with great style. And because Lamb is a bit of a rebel, I've decided to do 2 books for this prompt. As far as a book with a great style on the outside, so a cover that I think is just absolutely stunning, I'm choosing Strange the Dreamer and the sequel Muse of Nightmares, both by Laini Taylor. I just think it's beautiful, it's intricate, but it's not too busy. It doesn't distract from the story on the inside, which I think is very important. And for a style that I think is beautiful on the inside, I'm choosing 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I absolutely love magical realism, and Gabriel Garcia Marquez does it so well. He's got such a meandering, lush style to his prose, and mixed with a variety of fantastical elements, I just think it's a beautiful story to dive into. The next prompt is Vow. Pick a book that challenged your mind. For this prompt, I have to choose Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows by Bali Kaur Jaswal. The story challenged me not only in that when I saw the Reese's book club, so like Reese Witherspoon picked it, I immediately had a bit of like prejudice against it. I thought it would be like a soapy read, but it was a lot darker and more important a book than I thought it would be when I first picked it up. The diaspora that Punjabi women face in England is not something I was familiar with prior to picking up this book. Despite being an immigrant myself, it just goes to show that people's experiences, depending on where they go and where they come from, are wildly different, and you can't assume you know anything until you've talked to somebody. Additionally, the plot twist at the end of this, the dark, dark turn that this book takes is wild. I was not prepared for it. So this book definitely challenged some preconceptions that I had, and it also took the plot in places I did not anticipate, so it definitely challenged my mind. The next prompt is Jordan. Pick a book that has no romance in it. I had a little bit of a hard time picking a book for this prompt because a lot of the books that I read tend to have at least a small aspect of romance in them, but one that did not was Vicious, and I know that this is the sequel, Vengeful, I don't have the copy of Vicious, by V.E. Schwab. Listen, Victor and Eli are busy. They're busy plotting revenge. They don't have time to get all kissy, though I will say that I wish that Victoria Schwab had taken it there and made them ex-boyfriends, because I feel like that would have added to the emotional gravitas of the story. However, there is no romance, so it fits this prompt, at least for now. And the final prompt is K. Pick a book with a fantastic sibling relationship, and for this, I have to choose Tobias and Naomi from The Savior's Champion by Jenna Moreci. Despite interactions with Naomi not being one of the biggest things that Tobias did in this book, considering it's more of a romance story, every time he did interact with Naomi, it read as an incredibly realistic thing, because the two of them don't have a limit for what they won't do for each other. They are incredibly close, ride or die siblings, but at the same time, it never gets like overly dramatic. They still absolutely tear each other to shreds. They know which buttons to push that are going to annoy each other more than anything in the world. But underneath all of it, there's this undercurrent of love and understanding. And that, I think, makes a beautiful sibling relationship, so that's why I chose them. And there you have it. That is the Knights of the Round tag. If you like any and all of the tropes mentioned, I strongly recommend you pick up Once and Future. And if you've already read and loved Once and Future, I super recommend that you pre-order Sword in the Stars. Again, it will be available in April of 2020. And oh my God, y'all aren't ready for this conclusion. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you like me, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I post bookish videos every weekend and the occasional extra video like this. And I'd love to see you guys join my little booktube family. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with a new video very soon. Goodbye.